home is home, and I'm not just about to, because I've seen everybody else leave, I'm not about to just up and leave. I mean, I'm still part of this team. Everybody else still part of this team. And we got the key factors that stick together, and we can just rebuild off that instead of everybody leaving, so.
How was your summer?
Summer was good, you know. Felt this summer was different than in my last summer. This year I felt like we were more connected as one. Everybody was on the same page. Really didn't have people with attitude problems. We had more people step up as leaders. And, you know, we started doing things more as a team. Like we started having like team bonding. Like we'll go to one of the teammates' houses and just have time. We'll go play basketball together. Just do random team bonding things.
Last summer was before your freshman season.
Yes, ma'am.
This summer, entering sophomore season, how encouraging is it to have such a shift in culture between those two summers?
I feel like it's really good because when I first got here, you know, you have to adapt to your scenery, and it was just a bunch of like, I don't know how to explain it, it was just a bunch of like, people wasn't willing to just to take in and carry, you know, like help the younger ones out. But like, there was still some that would take you in, but it was just different. It wasn't more like it was more like a, just watch me and then do what I do instead of like him telling me like, okay, this is what you need to do, this what, you know, instead of them telling us what we need to do. It was more of a like, we had leaders that were like, they do by example. So like whatever they do, we should be like, oh, we should do it. But this year it's changed to people are, okay, come on, you know, we need to do this. Let's go, y'all, we need to do that. And it's more vocal, more vocal.
What kind of leader are you?
I feel like I'm more vocal. I'll be the one to talk instead of just go by example, because I mean, everybody not gonna be paying attention, but I'd rather somebody, hey, or I'd rather be the one that, hey, let's go, you know, we need to step up, we need to kick into another gear, let's go.
You're only a sophomore, though. How hard is it to be a leader in only your second season with the team?
It's really hard, because like, at this point, I'm young and I don't wanna, you know, I don't wanna step on the older guys' toes. But then again, if I like feel something's right, I'm gonna say it. But you know, it's really just like, I take it, I listen and I learn from what they're saying and I just flip it and use it how they're saying it.
What did you learn about yourself last year as a freshman at Oklahoma State?
I would say for myself, I learned that, you know, I have to work for everything, basically. That's what I would say. It was times where, you know, stuff wasn't going the way I wanted it to, but I couldn't quit. I couldn't go back home. So I had to sit through it, you know, tell myself everything was good, and then made it through there.
How hard was that for you?
At first, it was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? And I just sat back and thought, and I'm just like, you know, right now is not the time. Your time is coming. The time is going to come. So I just sat back and let everything cook.
Said your time is going to come. Last season, you finished as the third leading rusher on the team. Top two guys are gone this year. What does that do for you and your momentum going into the season?
I mean, it feels, you know, I feel like it'll take my momentum and carry it on because, you know, if I was third and those two left, you know, I mean, it's only right for, you know, our rushing to go up. And plus, you know, yeah.
Last year, freshman year at Oklahoma State, prior to committing here, you had offers from Texas, USC, Michigan, and TCU. Just to name a few, there is a laundry list. What made you want to come to Stillwater?
When I talked to Coach Waz and I had the virtual visit because it was during COVID, I had talked to them, I had the virtual visit, and when I was like deciding on schools, I wanted a school where it felt like home, where it was family, you know, where I didn't feel nothing was fake or forced. So when I talked to them, I talked to Oklahoma State, and I wasn't only just talking to the offensive coaches, I talked to the defensive coaches, like everybody was, the GAs, they were all texting everybody. So when I talked to all of them, I was like, okay, you know, the whole team, everybody, I'm talking to everybody, so I feel like, you know, that's where home is, you know, that's a family.
How hard was it though to make a decision based on a virtual visit?
It was hard because I wanted to take a bunch of virtual visits, but it was like, you know, I wanted to see it in person, but I couldn't because of COVID. So, I mean, it was more of like we just took it and looked at it like academic-wise too, and then it's a, you know, Stillwater not a bad place, it's a good place, so that played a part in it too.
When did you officially start at Oklahoma State?
February? Last February, or 2 Februaries ago?
So February of 2022.
Yes, ma'am.
When was the first time you actually came to campus?
I came when they played Baylor 2 seasons ago.
Good game to come to.
It was a great game.
What was that experience like watching that? I mean, that was a great game.
Oh, they came out they came out the tunnel and the smoke was coming out, and it was me, my brother, and my mom. We were just sitting there. We sat like right above the tunnel, so like all the smoke just coming up and out. And I was like, oh my God, like that's turned. That's cool. Like I gotta be one of them.
What did your mom think?
She was just overwhelmed with the whole situation because really that's like I'm her only child, so she was. It was just I guess it was just a lot to her at the point, but you know she was happy.
What did she say when you told her you were going to come in and play here?
She told me, like, before I made any decision, she told me, like, make sure that's where your heart and your mind wants to go. Like, make sure it's right for you. And I had to sit down with her and my aunt, and it was just, they just told me I need to go wherever my heart desires.
There was a lot of turnover last season with the transfer portal, players leaving to the NFL. What made you want to stay here?
I mean, the program didn't do nothing wrong. It was home. Like I said, home is home, and I'm not just about to, because I've seen everybody else leave, I'm not about to just up and leave. I mean, I'm still part of this team. Everybody else still part of this team. And we got the key factors that stick together, and we can just rebuild off that instead of everybody leaving. So to stay.
How do you feel about the locker room now?
Locker room, I feel like it's very positive. More positive than what it was last year. I can say that. Everybody, you know, offense be on the defensive side talking, defense be on the offensive side talking. We just be kicking it. Everybody cool.
Ollie Gordon springs into the secondary. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Cowboys. 53 yards for the freshman.
Coach Gundy has been very vocal about wanting to increase the run game this season. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, I love it. I mean, you got 3 great backs back there. What can you do? You got me, Jay Nix, Elijah. It's just, what can you do with that?
Elijah transferred in from Michigan State. What's your relationship with him like?
I'm not gonna lie, I love the kid. Love the kid. He's great. I don't know why I'm saying kid, he older than me, but you know, I love him. But you know, I feel like it's built, like it's gotten really strong because in the weight room, me, him, and Jay Nix, we always lift together, and we've been lifting together the whole summer. So it's like, you know, we talk outside of football when we at the crib, just talking, you know, we'll talk. But you know, he's real cool. I like him. I'm glad he came here.
Read that you sit next to him in film study. What do you learn watching film next to him?
You know, he's been in the game longer than me, so it's like certain stuff he'll see on the camera, and he'll be like, hey, did you see that? Like, he could have did this here, and I look at it, I'm like, yeah, you're right, he could have did that. And it's just like, he just puts me on game. It's like, yeah, this is what he could have did, this is what you could have, like when we watch him on lunch, he'll be like, you could have cut right here, you could have kept going. And I gotta listen to him. I mean, he is older. I mean, I'm not turning down nothing from anybody, so.
How beneficial is that to you?
I feel like it's good, the fact that we can just talk together and like tell each other what we need to get better at, you know, what we could have fixed, instead of just being like, oh, you know, we play the same position ill, you know what I'm saying?
Coach Dunn is sort of shifting the offense to more of a gap scheme this season. How have you adjusted to that shift?
It's actually been good. You know, with Coach Waz, he takes his time to meet with us. Before meeting, that's the first thing we'll do is go over everything, make sure we know, and if we need to walk through it, he'll walk through it with us, and then we'll do it like that. So it hadn't been a hard changeover.
You've said in interviews that you are a downhill style running back. Who in the NFL or former player in college would you most compare your game to?
I would say Derrick Henry.
Why?
Just because like you don't see backs that big anymore, and you know I just feel like I'm probably like one of the biggest backs there is. So I'll compare to him.
What are some of the things you've been doing this off-season to improve your play?
Well, I could just say, okay, so, you know, we have metabolics. We'll be outside. And it's something little. It's like whenever we'll run the ball, you know, they tag us off because we're not in pass, so they tag us off. But, you know, we finish runs through the end zone. So whenever we are in pass, we're in the game, say we like come up on a one-on-one, make a miss, go finish through the end zone. So just adapting like good skills like that.
Also read that you were working on gaining a little weight. Mm-hmm. Why was that important to you?
Because last year I played underweight. I was like 215 maybe. You know, they kind of heavy. They're kind of heavy on the other side.
215 for a running back though, that's underweight.
Oh, I wanted to be like 220 though, you know. So, okay, underweight to me.
You said that you're like Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. Running backs are not that big.
Right.
Derrick Henry is huge. But 215 is not underweight, I don't think, for a running back. You're the running back, not me. So
okay, yeah. But I just feel like for me, a comfortable weight would have been 220 for me. Because like when I came in and I had gained my freshman 15 and the 20 felt like I was 220 and it felt good. I was like, okay, I could play at this, and I kind of dropped. And I was like, yeah, I think I need to get back to that.
How hard is it to put on weight but maintain your speed and athleticism?
What Coach Glass has us doing, it's not hard at all. You know, we just keep going with the workouts with him. He gets us right. So I would say it's not hard at all.
There's a restaurant you've been frequenting to help put on some pounds. What's your favorite restaurant?
Texas Roadhouse.
What's your order?
Go in there, give me a little steak, you know, a little 12-ounce steak, get some macaroni. Depending on the day, I might get some mashed potatoes or a salad with it, you know.
How's the steak cooked?
Medium well. Yeah, medium well.
Medium well?
Mm-hmm.
You don't like it rare?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Cut it, nah.
You were also the model for the brand new uniforms this season. What did it mean to be chosen for that?
I mean, it meant a lot because they could have chose anybody. They could have chose the players that been here, you know, the ones that OSU was known for, like the BP, CO. They could have chose them. When he told me, I was like, they didn't even tell me I was modeling. They just told me, like, come to this level, and I'm like, okay. So I come up here, and it's, like, dark. I walk in, I'm like, what's going on? They had the jerseys laid down. They were like, well, you got the model for us. I hope you're ready. I was like, okay. I was shocked.
What was your reaction when you saw them for the first time?
They look good, especially the black one. The black one's my favorite.
All black?
All black.
What helmet?
White.
So black, white, black, black.
Mm-hmm.
But what logo on the helmet?
I'm trying to think what logo we had on there. I think we had the Cowboy. It was like the Cowboys, the white Cowboys with the black and orange trailing it. Mm-hmm.
Talked to Colin Oliver at Media Days, and he said that you were chosen because you have better arms than him.
Hey, what can I say?
What's your reaction to that?
What can I say? You know, CL got the bottom half. That's him. CL got all the bottom half. Top half me though.
Last season did not go the way that everyone thought that it would. 2023, clean slate, fresh start. What are the expectations for the Cowboys this season?
If we're not in Big 12, it's a problem. Or in the New Year's playoff games, it's a problem.
Why do you say that?
We have too good of a team to not be there. And nobody can tell me that there's a team out there that's better than us. And we're out here working hard. So they can just sit here and tell me there's a team better than us. You know what I'm saying? So.
People picked you 7th in the Big 12. So what's your response to them?
They just got to see. They just got to wait till we play them.
Why are you so confident in this team?
Like I said just a minute ago, I just feel nobody is working as hard as we are. Like I said, the change from last year to now, it's way different. Everybody's on time to workouts. You know, everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants to be great. We all want the same goal at the end. So I feel like this year to be better for us. That's why I feel that way.
What role do you hope to play on this offense this season?
I just want to be a leader that can be able to talk to both sides and actually like get through to them, you know, without them thinking like it's bickering or like I'm fighting at them, you know? So something like that.
You've mentioned talking to the defense several times throughout this interview. As an offensive player, why is that so important to you?
I mean, because they can be on the field and they can have a running back that does a certain thing whenever he's about to get the ball or not, and I could go tell them, hey, you know, when he gets the ball, he kind of wipes his pants, kind of wipes his towel so they can look at it. Hey, look, this A gap, you know, y'all got to cover that. He's cutting back every time. So I feel like if I can talk to them about that like that, you know, we can win more games, stop more things.
Play fake. Sanders is going to throw, and Gordon's wide open. Caught. Touchdown.
You played in every game last season. However, you didn't really get to see a ton of touches until later in the year. However, you scored your first touchdown early on in the season against Arizona State. What did that do for your confidence as a true freshman?
Honestly, it took it through the roof because, you know, we went through the play, we drew it up, we came out, ran it. And whenever I look back at Spencer and the ball was coming, I was just like, oh my God. And then I scored, and I just felt like dang, I really just scored my first touchdown. So it took my confidence to the roof. And then being a true freshman, their first touchdown is insane.
Fast forward a few weeks against Baylor.
Gordon to the short side. Ball is down, nobody knew it. And there sounded like an inadvertent whistle as well in there as Sanders got onto the football.
Had a little bit of a mishap. What happened there?
See what happened was, you know, we ran a little stretch to the left. You know, I thought I was all good. I went to make my cut, and the corner came downhill and just hit me. He had great head placement on the ball. I fumbled.
Who recovered?
Spencer. Yeah, thankful Spencer jumped on it, but yeah. And it was a close game too, yeah.
You guys won that game though. What happened after the game? Did you get a talking to?
Yeah, Coach came down to me, Coach Wallace came down to me. It was just like, you know, 'cause when you fumble, you don't, you typically not gonna go back in, especially in a close game. So he came down to me, he was like, don't be down on yourself, you know. You're gonna make mistakes, it's okay, you know, we just gotta go back to practice and work on that. So I was like, yes, sir, you're right. That was the only thing.
You have a touchdown, which gets your confidence high as a true freshman, a fumble as a true freshman. What did that do for your confidence?
At that point, I was just like, dang, am I ever gonna like see the field again? Like, you know, just like, I wonder, are they gonna look at me different now because I had this fumble? You know, that's really what it was. But at the end, I was just like, you know, it's just a play.
You started getting more reps as the season progressed, had your breakout game week 12 against West Virginia. What was that game like for you?
The game was insane. It was crazy because when it was raining and cold. And then, like the way stuff just happened, you know, we had a player go down and it was like, oh, you're up. And I was like, oh. So it's like raining hard. And, you know, we just playing through that. But I mean, it was a fun game. It was, you know, it was a good game.
This time back to the run game. Ollie Gordon has the first down, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Look at that.
How do you build on that going into this season?
I mean, I just look back at it and I'm just like, you know, I got to play like this every game. Like every time I touch the field, I got to play like that. Got to play aggressive. Got to play fast.